Hey, it's me. So it's a little bit before the video begins where I want to tell you that first of all that noise is I don't know if you can hear it, but it's from my cat. But second, I thought that I should explain myself because I was kind of gone for like 2 months, and then I came back and made like 3 videos, and then I left. And there's a some amount of people who watch my videos, which is very flattering, and it's just very nice in my opinion. And so I thought that I might explain myself and where I was and what are the plans. Now, contrary to what you might have thought, I did not get bored with videos. I still want to do them. I still think it's fun. The issue was that a lot of stuff just happened when I started uploading those videos again. My college began my second semester, and I decided that I'm gonna stop doing videos a little bit, so I can ease into the studying schedule, I guess you can say. And then a lot of shit happened. I got sick. Now I didn't get sick with the horrible, disastrous virus whose name cannot be said on this website. Instead, I just got food poisoning, and it was mild food poisoning. It wasn't anything severe, but it did fuck me up a little bit. And food poisoning along with college wasn't that fun, so in the end, I ended up taking some time off and not doing videos because of that. But then the virus happened, and a lot of shit was happening. A lot of shit about the college was not sure. I don't want to say that I got depressed, but it just so happened that when we went on extended break, I happened to get not necessarily depressed, I guess you can say, but really down. And climbing out of that shit was a bit of work. And now I'm finally feeling like I'm getting back into the swing of things, like fucking what, 3 months after. But hey, better late than never, am I right? I am feeling better right now. I actually had birthday 6 days ago, so that was pretty nice. And yeah, just ready to get back and do more videos. Now, the video which you will watch right now is the video which I recorded back in like February or something, or maybe even January. So it's like one of those older videos which I recorded along with the Chisaki video and all the other videos so that I uploaded. So yeah, but the next videos are going to be the fresh new videos which I'm going to record today, tomorrow, something like that, and hopefully I will be able to upload them in a timely fashion. Now, something that you can see me trying out is that I will try to not put background music anymore, because as you know, I put like a lo-fi music kind of thing as I talked, but I want to try something new to see if it works better. So in this video and in the later videos, instead of music, what you will hear the sound of the game. I will lower the sound of the actions, such as fighting and abilities and whatnot, and will bump up the music of the game a little bit. So maybe that will work better. Who knows? We will see. In this video, the sound will be a little bit too loud, but in the later videos, it will be a bit better. So yeah, with that being said, I still hope there's people who are still watching me, and if you do, thank you very much. It means a lot, genuinely, that you would come to my channel and watch my videos, especially since I don't fucking edit my shit at all. And in terms of quality, it's like it's not shit, but it's not the best. But you're still here to listen to the stuff that I talk about, and it means a lot to me. If you want to know, I have some videos planned. I plan to talk about Ancient Magus Bride because I've been reading the manga for that one. I am planning to talk about Murcielago once Volume 14 comes out, which Volume 14 comes out on April 28th, I believe. So that's when I plan to kind of talk about Murcielago as a series as a whole. That will be like a longer video. It's either going to be like a 20, 30 minute video, so like 150, 60 minute video, where I will talk about all the arcs of Murcielago. I will talk about Final Fantasy a bit more, and And besides that, I don't know what else I can talk about besides that. Those are like my big three ideas that I had. Once again, if there's anything you would want me to talk about, especially since my views are not as common as you might guess, um, so yeah, if there's any topic you want me to discuss or talk about, or to go over, feel free to suggest. I do plan to make another writing suggestion video. I haven't done those in a really long while, so I do want to write those. I don't want to make that a video again. I just need to think about what I should talk about. Maybe protagonists, since before I talked a lot about antagonists. But that being said, this bit has been too long already. I do hope that you enjoy the video, because I talk about the character which I like a lot, a lot. And yeah, with that being said, thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. I hope that you are staying at home and staying safe. And yeah, see ya. Enjoy the video. Dark Cloud. Now say it with me, boys and girls. Dark Cloud. I'm not sure if my microphone peaked, but if it did, you're gonna have a fun time listening to this. Hello, it's me, your favorite weeb, and today we're back to discussing a Final Fantasy series. I was thinking about what video to make about Final Fantasy, and I was like, hey, why not make a video about one of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy series, who is Cloud of Darkness. Now, I was sitting down and I was thinking, why do I like Cloud of Darkness? Like, I like her a lot. She is in fact one of my favorite characters in the series. Yet, I don't fully understand as to why I enjoy her character. And I was like, well, maybe it's because she's hot. But then I was like, no, that can't be it, because 90% of characters in Final Fantasy are hot. Like Mateus, Kefka, Sephiroth, Kuja, Ultimecia, like, oh boy, Vayne, Xenos. Like, okay, it can't be just the appearance. It has to be something else. So I sat and I thought, and I think I know why I like Cloud of Darkness. But to explain this to you, first I would like to establish Cloud of Darkness character. And to do that, we need to look at all the appearances she made in Final Fantasy game. And of those, there are 5. There are 5 games in which Cloud of Darkness appears, and those are Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 3, which is her original game, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, Final Fantasy Dissidia, and Final Fantasy Dissidia NT. Now, out of those 5 games, we can immediately eliminate 2 games, Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Now, Final Fantasy XIV, she makes like a visual cameo. She appears in name and appearance, but her character is completely different from the way it is in all the other games. And for that reason, we're not going to talk about that Cloud of Darkness. And I also exclude Opera Omnia because in that game, Cloud of Darkness appears properly only in chapter 9 of Act 2, while Western release of the game is only on Act 2 chapter 6, and I cannot yet read Japanese. Like, I'm learning, but I'm not there yet. So sadly, I also need to exclude Opera Omnia. I can make a follow-up video for Opera Omnia when when the episode finally drops, but for now we have to exclude it. So we have FF3, Dissidia, and Dissidia NT. Let us begin with Final Fantasy III. So what is her character in Final Fantasy III? Well, she's Essentially, she's an evil and arrogant manifestation of void. And that is a very specific and a very important distinction to make. Void. She is not manifestation of darkness, she is manifestation of void. Now, in Final Fantasy series, a lot of games have dark and light energies, and when one energy overpowers the other, there is imbalance. And the idea is that when imbalance happens, the void itself, which is like a primordial entity in Final Fantasy, it manifests Cloud of Darkness, who is this personification of void whose mission is to bring balance by destroying everything and returning it to point zero, essentially. An interesting fact is that in Final Fantasy III, before the main game begins, there were warriors of darkness who fought against Cloud of Darkness. Which means that even though her name was Cloud of Darkness, if she fought against the Warriors of Darkness, it means that at that point, light was overpowering the darkness, which means that Cloud of Darkness came with powers of not darkness but light to destroy the whole world and was stopped by Warriors of Darkness, which kind of pushes this idea that Cloud of Darkness is not necessarily evil, and that's one of the things which I enjoy about her. People might assume that she is just pure evil, kind of like Kefka or Exdeath, but she in fact is not. She does have sadistic and arrogant traits to her character, but she's not really evil. She does not want to destroy the whole world just for the sake of it and make nothing exist like Exdeath. Instead, she wants to return everything to point zero so everything can be reborn, so the balance could be restored. And that is something that Dissidia and Dissidia NT both explore about her. Dissidia and Dissidia NT are series in Final Fantasy which are famous for taking characters who did not get as much character progression and giving them more, elaborating on their characters more, and giving them interactions with other characters. For example, Dissidia and Dissidia NT are famous for giving a lot of character to Garland and Warrior of Light and kind of developing their relationship to a whole another level. Like, oh boy, there's so much yaoi art about them, like wow. But yeah, back to Cloud of Darkness. What do we find out about her in Dissidia and Dissidia NT? Well, a few interesting things actually. She is still arrogant and she's still sadistic. She likes to toy with people and she likes to kind of take humans and push their faces down into their own mistakes. Like if a human makes a mistake, she likes to poke at it and kind of, you know, like rub the salt into the wound, you know? But here's an interesting thing. There's this character called Laguna. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, from Final Fantasy VIII. And he actually kind of hits on Cloud of Darkness, which piques her interest. She's interested in Laguna. She's like, oh, you are a curious human. You know, you're like kind of odd. And then she actually helps Laguna and other Warriors of Light when they fight against mannequins. Now, mannequins in Final Fantasy Dissidia series, those are like artificial living creatures who are copies of heroes and villains, and they're there to bring chaos. And they were brought, I believe, by Kefka. But Cloud of Darkness hated them, and she hated them because she hates everything that is not natural. She hated mannequins because they are not natural, which once again ties into her character, because her whole character is about bringing balance through destruction, essentially. And she went as far as to help Warriors of Light to destroy those mannequins, and to do so, Warriors of Light would have to die, essentially. And she was once again interested to see what kind of death Laguna and his friends will choose for themselves. Essentially, will they decide to die to close the portal from which mannequins come? Or will they decide to not do that and die in some other fashion? Once again, her interest was piqued by human spirit. And that is the thing about Cloud of Darkness which probably interests me the most. In um, in fiction, there is a trope which is called "What is this thing you call love?" It is a trope which usually is used with like robots, which explores the idea that a character starts out as emotionless but then becomes emotional. And that's, I think, what is happening with Cloud of Darkness. You see, Cloud of Darkness is created to bring balance through destruction. Void needs her to do her mission and then disappear. But Void also needs her to do her mission correctly, so it has to give her mind. It cannot make her just like a stupid beast, you know? And so, she has enough mind to be smart, but she's also evil and arrogant because she needs to bring destruction. But, as she exists for too long, she starts to develop human emotions. I feel like that's what's happening. You see, usually Cloud of Darkness does not exist for a long period of time. She comes, she either destroys everything and bring balance, or she is defeated, and even when she is defeated, the balance are still brought because she's defeated by the opposing force, which in turn still brings the balance. So her mission is complete, she goes away. But in Dissidia, she existed for longer than she's supposed to be, and I feel like that caused her to start developing human emotions, which for her is curiosity, curiosity in a human spirit, and I feel like that's why she also enjoys to kind of mock humans as much as she does. It's because she does not understand this interest which appears inside of her, and kind of to push it down, she mocks humans, but at the same time, she's interested, she's curious, she's learning, and she's developing. But ultimately, she has to disappear and return to the point of zero in terms of character, which is, tragic. And I think the games support that because in Final Fantasy Dissidia NT, when Spiritus and Materia meet, it is actually Cloud of Darkness who explains who is Shinryu, what is Shinryu's plan, and what they can do about it. It's not like Cloud of Darkness is like, oh, I'm never gonna work with Warriors of Light. No, she's chill. She's ready to do what she needs to be done, and she has no problems about that. Um, and that is because she's not evil. She might be sadistic, but I don't think that she's evil. And even when you look at Opera Omnia, there's like this interesting little thing where every villain, every villain character you get in Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, you get through lost chapters, which are essentially like side quests or side storylines, or you get them through events. Cloud of Darkness, from what I understand, is the only villain character who you get through the story in chapter 9, like the other heroes, which is unusual but also refers back to her character, which is like Cloud of Darkness, just like Kuja, is potentially one of those villains who can easily be a good guy. And I think that this is why I enjoy her character so much. It's not just because of the looks, it's not because she's fabulously evil like, let's say, Mateus. I feel like I enjoy her character because there is this depth to her, which is not explored, but it is there. And I think it could be really amazing if Square Enix would explore it, which probably won't happen, but hey, I can dream, you know? She probably not gonna come back in Final Fantasy XIV. It would be cool if she could come back in Final Fantasy XIV as more of a character, But hey, at least maybe she's gonna be given more character in Final Fantasy Omnia, Opera Omnia, which I do hope for. But meanwhile, I guess Cloud of Darkness just gotta... I don't know what she does in her off time. I imagine that she fucks with Ultimate a lot. I imagine that those two fuck a lot. You can probably also throw Terra in there, into the mix. Ultimate Terra, Cloud of Darkness, threesome, why not? Add Shantato if you want, why not? Fuck it, you know? But anyhow, with that being said, the video is over. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and I do hope that it was a good video. Now, I would like to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the video, who is me. As I said in the previous video, I'm writing a novel, and hey, if you're interested in it, that's a noise. That's a noise. I'm sorry for that noise. Now it's gone. Don't pay attention to it. So a novel. I'm writing it. It's not finished, but if you really want to read it and tell me what you think, I can look into the options of posting it online and giving you a read if enough people want it. And besides the novel, there's also a Twitch. I have a Twitch where I stream. I don't stream right now, but I plan to stream soon, and I stream different games, RPGs and MMORPGs with story and complex mechanics. It's all there, baby. Final Fantasy 14 for now, mostly, but in April I'm gonna be streaming Cyberpunk 2077 when it comes out. I'm gonna be playing it a lot, and I'm gonna be playing it in depth. So if you're interested in that, once again, follow me on Twitch. And after that, I also plan to become professional player in Final Fantasy 14, do like super hardcore content. So hey, if you're interested in that as well, you know where to go, baby. With that being said, I hope you had fun. Stay tuned for my next videos, where I will talk about the most underrated character of My Hero Academia, who is, in fact, Chisaki. Stay safe, don't die, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.